There we go.
Okay. Yeah. His greetings to all the beloved. Beloved is the ageness. Ageness is the present moment, the presence, which is the wholeness, wholeness and the oneness without the two. What is the wholeness and oneness? If you are as a person, some bomb blast on the other street, you get affected.
Yeah.
But when you are dead and the house is on fire, does it affect you?
No, it
No.
doesn't.
The same way, in the dream also you are affected, but for a dead person, no difference. So, what is this so called person? Person, the name and form, appears as real in the field of the reality, which is the wholeness and oneness. So, when you are stuck and caught in the name and form, then you are pursuing the pleasure against the pain, name and fame against the nameless. Like in the news was that one person was caught, he had 170 million cash hidden. So how did he accumulate? This is the norm in the society that money is your savior. Yeah?
But was it his money, or we know he
He-
stole it?
No, he's stolen, but we are talking of the human mind
Mm-hmm.
that everybody and your own mind touch that if you have money, you have better life.
Mm-hmm.
But the mind gets so much caught up in this, it forget the life, only earning, earning, accumulating, accumulating, and miss the life.
Yeah.
So mind is a very good servant, but can be friend, but mind can be the
The
enemy,
worst enemy.
the worst enemy, because the people who have lot of money and lot of power and restless and they are miserable and caught up in their own mind is fighting them, fighting. What is the mind? What is the mind?
The mind should be a tool
Yeah,
that allows rationale,
Exactly. As a good as a servant, bad as a master. But it is trying to find the pleasure and goal of life that is my savior, that will save me. But it does not. Because here now you are restless and miserable, having all the objects of the world, because all mind is one, it is not even yours. All mind in the past, Alexander the Great wanted to conquer the world, and this is the same. It's not the name word Alexander. It is the called superpower or people. Super people try to control others
Mhm.
over others, power over others. But we see it very clearly that the controller is controlled by the object it controls. The killer is killed sooner or later. We see that all things are interconnected. Interconnected means interconnected. You do bad karma, bad cheating, bad lies, that comes to you with the interest. So that is the intelligence. Intelligence means you are not a separate person bounded by the body. Body mind is a good tool of representation of the wholeness and unified wholeness. That's why it appears like you are breathing, but the wholeness is yours. No, it goes through the nose, but comes out and is the same way. The mind is even not yours. The brain does the thinking process. Good, bad, right, wrong, good, bad, right, wrong. It's a reaction only. And you are not the person, appear as person and form, but in reality, you are the oneness and wholeness. So when one lived life as a individual, name and form, then it strives for the more and more, and it find the pleasure, the bliss into things, into objects, but it get lost and become more miserable, more it possess. 1%, 2%, 3% people control the others, but they don't really control because out of fear, the bigger fear comes and they are statue of bigger fear. So the intelligence is the more you give, the more it comes to you. The more you give, the more you receive.
Mm.
In the wholeness, in the mother nature, is the same principle happening. Like the tree giving the shadow, the fruits, the flowers, without anything in return. So people get entangled into the so called profession, the goal, the profession. What is profession?
It should be something that you're good at that you do to make a living, or an offering of a service of your talent, whether for money or not. Actually, like
Yeah,
most people, it's what how they make money to pay the bills.
when we observe, that look what is happening around us, around means this body mind, actually the plants are much wiser in that way,
Yeah,
the birds and
I always
animals
thought so.
much more, because basically man is involved food, clothes, shelter. And what is the food, clothes, shelter? What the bank balance of a dog and cat? What is the house? On purpose, they build a house for a purpose and then dissolve it and move on. So, what is your real home? The wholeness is the homeness, because, like the river and the bubbles, the bubbles appear as separate, but it is nothing but the river. The waves seem separate, but yet the wholeness. So the mind, the thinking is always looking for the happiness, but happiness is not outside but inside. But inside means where? Where? What inside? Inside means body, no? A body is the contraction, contracted energy which give you the idea that you are separate.
I mean, is the happiness not really within? Maybe it's within and without. It's not to be contained. The moment we think, I have this, I'm happy now, right? Or it's outside of me.
No,
I have to attain
okay, in the sound sleep, you are not looking for
happiness.
happiness.
No, you're not. Yeah.
So it's not the very wanting is the problem. The very wanting, the desire. In the sound sleep, there is no thinking. In the dead body, there is no thinking. So thinking is no comparing. Like the little puppy does not like to become cat, does not like to buy the shoes and clothes
Yeah.
and anything. It is content in the contentness and the moment. There is no extra, extra. There is no add-on.
It's not waiting for something
Yeah,
to make it complete.
is from the person to the presence. Presence means no past, no future, but the moment. Content in the very moment. What is the thought seeking? Thought seeking is the security. Security is not in the things. Even if you have $1 trillion, it's not into the things. is not in the thought, is itself insecure. Because when you are, then you are not wanting. Suppose if a real painter is painting, is contently content, is one with the subject and the object, is oneness. And that's why you are not joyful, but the joy is no object, no subject. You're ecstatic. Ecstatic is the word. Ecstatic means out of the mind, out of the thinking, out of the planning, out of the chewing. The time is no longer. When you are playing and you are a cricket player, even 6 hours go like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of winning and losing. Both are same. Losing and winning both are the same. You're
Right, like when you're playing your music, you don't eat. Hours go by. You don't know if it's night or day, right? Yeah. That's what happens.
it is only the managers manage. Yeah. The value system, the market, commercialization, all that is for the material world. It has happened. The greatest painters, musicians, many of them died poor because they were not managed. Yeah. So, that is different world. But they were, whatever they're doing, they're one with it, means completely whole. The human mind always caught up in the becoming, and miss the blissful life of being. But what is being, what is happening, what's happening? The weather is changing from summer, spring to this. But if I divide the time, oh, I don't like winter, I like the spring, I like the summer, then I'm just caught up into one thinking and miss that this is it. Observing without the thinking, pre-thinking or pro-thinking, without the future and past. Because this is all one. This one is one, where sometimes spring coming, the winter coming is moving. When you don't have the choice, you're simply aware that the state of the simple birds, simple cats and dogs. Do they choose?
No.
Do the little cat choose, oh, I want to spring? It's oneness and wholeness. Even the birds, They're not insecure for the calendar Monday, what will I eat? So this thinking actually. It's a disease
Thinking is-
because you miss the million time more powerful joy versus little pleasures. You are entangled and caught up into pleasure, seeking pleasure to avoid the pain. But pleasure, pain, name and gain, loss and fame are all the same. The wholeness is million times more intelligent than the little monkey mind of man, because it apparently appears that they are progressing, they are changing different windows, different door, different technology, but that is just only a dream world. And that's why the cycle of time appear as different from Satyuga to Dwapar Yuga to Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means what?
You know,
Eh?
Kali Yuga? The Yuga? Oh.
The Kali Yuga means the machines take over. Machines take over means the objective world take over. Means what? Mean the man become more and more and more and more like robotic. The self-driven car, all those. But that has no relation with the quality of being, because being is being. It is totally perfectly perfect. But what our human being do, the mind always imperfectly imperfect. The thought is just apparently appear. It is just always incomplete. But try to complete. It only become complete when it go to the roots. Root mean to the, they call it God, the mother or father, whatever. But where the thinking comes from, thinking comes from this a perpetual activity. It's always proper thinking makes sense. You know, it is in the even in the animals, like reasonable thinking, but it create false image, false image to gain and control.
So we have thoughts because the mind is a tool to figure out rationale, to figure things out. But sometimes, I mean, I know for me, the thoughts start to just not be constructive. They're destructive or kind of neurotic, not useful.
Yeah,
And
because it's the false image.
yeah, okay.
It's always false image. Because suppose you have an image, you have a reflection, and you expect the reflection to change to eat dinner with you at 5 p.m., it won't obey to you. You can expect the same way outside or the other object is the false or fake or illusory. Your own mind is illusory. Why? The reason anything made up of time has to change and does change. For example, the man is thinking to be mortal, means beyond the time, which is illusory because nails and hair grows and the body becomes sick, which is which is like the plants. The tree, it grows in the tree, then it gives birth to the seed. Seed contain the tree. It is a cycle. There's no death, there's no birth. It only appears like birth and death. Everything is changing. So when you want, suppose, bad memories, or who would like, suppose, you will understand it in a simple way. You have an old dress. You don't want to continue the old dress because there is no other dress. It is just a different fashion. Maybe what dress you wear 2000 years ago in a different body. So actually, there is no change but appearance change. And even if you make it permanent and longer, you will get bored. You will get very bored because who would like the memories of your daughter, grandmother? They had their own. You would not like those memories. So you cannot add a single thing into the wholeness and timelessness because the time made up of the galactic cycle automatically happening. A human being cannot delay the sunrise for 1 hour. Nothing. It's perfectly perfect. Perfectly perfect. The grass is growing, the sun is rising, but it's only the fear which says, oh, I want to live longer or immortal. Already you are perfectly perfect already. But the more and more you align with the monkey mind, the more and more restless. And restlessness give a little pleasure. You are peaceful. Then again. What is this? What is this? That's a curse. That's why the people who have a monkey mind or anxietyful mind is a bad chemistry, is a bad blood already. You can see even the children. Some children are so naughty, oh man, they will have to throw all the things because inside restless is there. And some, even in the dogs, some dogs will feel the presence and quiet and, you know, one. And the one who are boom, 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 boom. So this actually, the eternal life begins from death. Now, death is a bad word in English, but for a seer, there is no such thing as death because this big tree, when it is in a little seed, is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see how it sprout. There is a space there, space. What is space? Space is the space, the wholeness. So, like spiritually, not that you are universal and you like all even more, even the all planets, even all the galaxy align with you. Imagine what a ecstasy you feel when you are not caught up into the little thinking, because thinking is given by the society, by the mind, by the media, and the social media is nothing but a poisonous bombardment, means that you don't even know that you are caught in it, and slowly your 40, 50 years, 60 years pass by. You're getting the caught. What is the caught? Buy a house, produce children, that's what all. But nothing wrong. We are talking nothing wrong, but they all are measurable. The proof is, where is the Merry Christmas? What does Merry Christmas? Does anybody, any people,
I don't
they
see
come
Mary
and they
clearly.
say Merry Christmas? It's just the word. But in computer and all the tune and song can come. One without the two, oneness without the two, because actually the word one is even not complete, oneness without the two. When the time is no longer, mind is no longer, and the word nothingness is not very pleasing to the many people, because they say, oh, nothingness. Is it darkness or is it a black hole? No. The your little desire come from there, get fulfilled instant when you are in that sacred space. And fear and death are no longer in that space. No reactive mind, no divided mind, no comparisons. It's a totally different state which cannot be described because it is so mysterious, and that's why it's so beautiful, because a mysterious moment can be explained, then you are expectation. So then again you are caught into the future past. That state of being is free from becoming, from no past, no future. That is the greatest wealth, greatest health, and the greatest security of all securities, because the person has come back the real home of the presence. That's the bigger than universal brotherhood. Why? Because it's bigger than universe, the cosmic brotherhood, cosmic connections happen, cosmos. You can travel different cosmic planets without tickets, without travels, without doing any effort, because no effort is needed there. All is automatic. Human beings have put the name and the time 2022, blah, blah, blah. And the real being is already fulfilled. You have that body and experience. Yes, 5-year-old don't like to become. It is the investment in your thinking and becoming that cow all the time. That is the problem. So it's like noise. Noisy head. So cannot be explained with the words. Through silence, like how the magnet changes the other magnets, the iron in the magnet, you put in like in the company for some time, and it becomes the magnetic effect automatic, with words or without the words. But those people who do chanting, they think, oh, it's my words, chanting did that. See, we are to, like, say, let's say you want to say something. Yeah,
You
feel.
just said the challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge. You catch yourself overthinking and being your own worst enemy, and the challenge is to go back to original
Yeah,
default
yes.
setting,
See, what
simplicity.
happen is, uh, the real seeker is very, very rare. Uh, normal, normal people, they, the ego, like the challenge and suffering, the two words of the same thing. So what happen is that's the mediocre mind, media. It creates the pleasure to forget the pain, not observing who is causing the pain. I am the pain. I am carrying the painful body, but they continue that painful body, and then they eat more sugar just to enjoy it, and then continue. So it's like a bimbo, yo-yo, again dancing, pleasure, pain, and they like it. That's why self-perpetual mechanism means painful in the hospital or disease, but eating chocolate or eating it just to subside it or overcoating it. Overcoating it, I'll do fasting. After 5 days, then I will enjoy the food I like, you know. So the mind is very, very cunning mechanism. The thought is so clever, like the spider. Spider means like the insect. It will catch the another leaf, then only leave the other leaf. Then it catch the other leaf and then they leave. Because so therefore the thought is the thinking mechanism, self-perpetuating. It get one object, then that goal is fulfilled. It catch the other one.
So like no peace in between
Yeah.
thoughts.
Huh?
No peace and
Yeah,
space
yeah.
in
It is
between.
just occupied. Occupied means entanglements, entanglement. Entanglement is the same thing like the marriage, the same. They don't know themselves. How can they know other? They just only go on and on. It's a circle. It's a circle, circular circle. And the thought is the same. It's very easy to repeat, like people come from other country or from India. After 40 years, they were eating chapati and they are still making chapati. Yeah. Because repetition more easy, nothing new. Repetition is more easy, and that's how work 9 to 5, Sunday to Monday, Monday to Sunday. Now, repetition and is glory when it is in the real reality. But There are consciousness, there are people who go upward, means evolution, and devolution mean, and that's what we see all around the nature. There are the animals, pigs and other, they eat one kind of food and one kind of life. There are the horses, elephants. It's all one consciousness. There is no two. So it is not that one is better than another. It's the one Brahma. One Brahma means one wholeness. So don't compare. Don't compare. It's not one better than other, but I am the cause of my own suffering. If a criminal in the jail, you asked for it. He asked for it. So you get what you asked for it. So be careful what you want, you might get it. Because getting is not enough. Because the real problem begins when you have got it.
It's true.
Huh?
It's true.
Yeah. For example, give me what idea you have.
I don't know. I think we always maybe the problem is we don't really know what we want. We don't understand what we want. So we want something, something bigger, something that makes us happy, and so we look and we have, yeah, sugar and money and oh, I want this. It's gold, and I want new clothes. I want this, and you don't realize what you really want is
Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's new. It's like you go to the Japanese market, they have different kind of cake and different flavor and flavor, but it's all the same shit. Like the Indian market you go, you will find 50 kind of sweet. One pink, one rasgulla, one gulab jamun. Oh man. And this is the devil's workshop because it's three things: sugar, and milk, and what different flavor, different. It's like a goldsmith make different kind of ornament with the same gold and same. But one ring, one chain, one bracelet, all different color, different shape, different form. And then they add on different stone, different, oh, this is new model, this new design, this new model. And it goes on and on and on. It captures the image, the jewelry in Rodeo Drive, new jeweler, new look, new look. It's all the same. New mind, new.
One
What?
thing I think about when something people really want sometimes is fame. So they really desire fame. And many, I think maybe many who have achieved fame, then they can't go outside and just be free. They can't go to a restaurant without being, the paparazzi. They can't get in the car and go to the market. They get chased and it's dangerous. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is
Would
the
it be more-
only. This is the only external drama. Drama. Now listen. The life is so precious, so precious. You can waste into the paparazzi or the drama of the bullshitters. What are the so-called celebrity? They are miserable people with the not that I will putting one, but miserable inside with the name and fame. Somebody is owning them and moving them. So one get caught in that loop, or one says, whoo, what is the celebration? Who is the real celebrity? And that is the being where there is no add-on. There is no add-on. There is no name and fame which comes and go and appear and disappear. That is the master celebration from not get lost in the hypnosis of becoming and chihuahua, but the silence which is not disturbed and perturbed by the thoughts and the thinking. That is the King of Kings, which is not persuaded and devastated by the thoughts, by the thinking patterns. You go to a supermarket, some buy 10 bags and carrying 10 bags. They are more and more poor inside. They are bundled and bombarded by the thoughts and desires. And the one who is content is the real contentment. I'm not saying opposite to the objective world or material. Materialistic become when it gets materialistic. There are two levels of the world. One is having mind, having money, but becoming money-minded. There's two different worlds. The greed envelops the money. And they only see not the people, not the being, but the money, money, money. The dollar sign in the eyes. And that's what is destroying the world. Body, mind, envelope, ego enveloped by body, mind, and they decorate it to sell it. And naturally, this clever mind will destroy, flame it up, because Kali Yuga is like Scorpio, which it bite its own tail and boom. Why? Because anything done by the clever mind is good to blow up. Why it blow up? Because too much adharma. Too much adharma means too much dark, gray, black energy. It cannot be corrected. It's too much of cancerous cell. It cannot be re-healing. It is like all cancer cells all over. Bum bum, swaha. Then is the new serenity. Therefore, the silence cannot be understood. They try to sell God, godliness into pieces, into this, but it cannot. So, once you understand, or once you live the life of the luxury or super luxury, is the luxury you have had even 8 months, 9 months in the womb. There is no other material pleasure or luxury can give that. What is that? And mind and seeking and becoming is no more there. Food, clothes, shelter are provided. Security provided. The same way you want to repeat, But when you understand that the name and form are the traveling bag that is apparently drama, all people life is movie already. The joy and security you're seeking in the material objects is a false image. You already are. You already are when you are in the isness. When you don't get deluded by the magic of objects and memory, as free as here now, here now, here now. No effort, no effort, no technique, no object. Already bliss is sovereign. You want to say something, or there was a little uh, book of Ramana. I want to say some words of the, but somewhere put it, which is no big deal. The Yeah, it's no problem. It says through silence that in one word it can say the biggest joke of life, that someone not knowing oneself and it keep on working for somebody whom one does not know. What is the bigger joke than that? That means, oh, I know myself. I know. What do you know? Name and form and the past. So that's what it is. When one start observing without thinking, that's the difference. Because man only analyze through the machinery with the mind. But there is another kind of knowing without the thinking. Then you find knowing, unknowing cannot reach to that inside silence.